सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। क्षीराब्धिशयना नारायणा श्रीलक्ष्मीरमणा नारायणा क्षीराब्धिशयना नारायणा श्रीलक्ष्मीरमणा नारायणा नारायणा हरिनारायणा नतजनपरिपालनारायणा वैकुण्ठवासा नारायणा वैदेहीरमणा नारायणा वैकुण्ठवासा नारायणा वैदेहीरमणा नारायणा नारायणा सत्यनारायणा नारायणा सत्यनारायणा नरहरिरूपा नारायणा क्षीराब्धिशयना नारायणा श्रीलक्ष्मीरमणा नारायणा श्रीलक्ष्मीरमणा नारायणा ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ Om Namo Narayanaaya. जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतः चार्तेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयः यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Humble prostrations to one and all present here. So now for the next 3 days, we are going to take one portion from Bhagavatam. This is the portion where volume little. This is next session. This is the portion where we find the description in Bhagavatam about the birth of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So this portion comes in the 10th canto, 3rd chapter, and now we are going to discuss the first 45 verses which is present in your sheet. The first 45 verses. So what happens when Bhagavan is born? And then there is a stuti of Vasudeva. And there is a stuti of Devaki. And then Bhagavan's words of blessing. This is what we are going to cover in the next 6 sessions. Right. So before we enter into this topic, we'll have to understand the difference between Janma of a Jiva and Avatara of Ishvara. This difference has to be understood. Both appear to be coming in a human form, but there is a huge difference. What that difference is, we will have to understand. So what is the major difference between Janma, birth of a Jiva, and Avatara, the incarnation of Ishvara? What is the major difference? Difference number 1, Karana Bheda, difference with respect to cause. Karana Bheda. Second one, Swarupa Bheda, difference with respect to the nature. And third, Uddesha Bheda, difference with respect to the purpose. So these are the major 3 differences. So first one, Karana Bheda, difference with respect to cause. So what is the cause of the birth of a Jivatma? What is the cause? As far as the Jivatma is concerned, like all of us, the cause of birth is ajnana, ignorance. Ignorance is the cause. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of our own self. We don't know who we are. This ignorance causes the birth. What about Ishvara? Is the ignorance which is causing birth? No. So the cause we can say is jnana. Right understanding. Another cause we can say compassion, karuna. Compassion for the suffering humanity. That can be cause why Bhagavan is coming. So birth and avatar, there is a huge difference. One is falling into samsara, the other one is descending into samsara. Now there is a difference or not? Falling and descending. In falling, there is a helplessness. We have no choice. We helplessly fall into samsara. We have no choice given. When to be born, what to be born, which body to be taken, in which parents should be born. We don't have a choice. It is just given to us. That is called falling. Whereas what about avatar of Bhagavan? It is not falling, it is conscious, deliberate descendance. It's a descendance, it is not falling. Just like falling into a well and descending into a well. There is a difference or not? Right. There is a conscious, deliberate descendance. So this is difference with respect to karana, cause. Second one, difference with respect to swarupa, the nature. So what is the nature of a jivatma? Alpatnyaha, alpashaktiman, alpavyapi, mayadasaha. I hope you understand all these terms. Alpatnyaha, knowledge is very little. And that knowledge also is all erroneous knowledge only, all wrong notions. Alpatnyaha, alpashaktiman, all our powers, talents, abilities, limited. The abilities of the body, the mind, the senses, everything limited. Alpashaktiman, alpavyapi, limited in size. And then Maya Dasaha, is a slave of Maya. Slave of Maya means what? Slave of mind, slave of senses, slave of the body, slave of anger, greed, jealousy, hatred. He is an embodiment of slavery. That is Jiva. What about Bhagavan? Not Alpatnya, but Sarvajnya, the one who knows everything. Omniscient. Sarvashaktiman, omnipotent, all powerful. Sarvavyapi, all pervading. And he is not Maya Dasa, he is Maya Pati, the Lord of Maya. Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam ishvaropi san prakritim swam avashtabhya sambhavamyatma mayaya. Bhagavan says, in which chapter? 4th chapter. Ajopi san avyayatma, though I am ajaha, unborn. Avyayatma, imperishable. Bhutanam Ishvaraha, the Lord of all beings. Prakritim swam avashtabhya, keeping my maya under my control. Sambhavami atma maya, by the power of my maya, I take birth. I manifest. This is what Bhagavan says. So this is called as being Maya Pati. Which body to take, when to be born, what all things to do, and when to withdraw the body. Bhagavan decides. That's why he is called Mayapati. Remember, Jiva is also with a body. Bhagavan also appears with a body. But there is a huge difference. One is Maya Dasa, the other is Mayapati. Our Puja Gurudev used to beautifully explain this difference, So there was this father and a son. They were walking. At that time they saw one person. One person was going along with a policeman. So the son asked, Father, who is he? So father said, he is a thief. Oh, police is taking him. After some time, this boy saw another person. Two thieves. One person was carried by two thieves. Father, who is he? He's a bigger thief. Because two policemen. After some time, there was another person. 4 policemen carrying a person. Father, who is he? He's an even bigger thief. Okay. Then what happened? They saw one person surrounded by hundreds of policemen. So then the son said, Father, the biggest thief is going. Father said, fool, shut up, it is the President of India. What is the difference? Both of them are surrounded by police, the thief also and the president also. What is the difference? One is controlled by the police, the other controls the police. So in the same way, Jivatma and Paramatma both may appear to be with a body, but there is a huge difference. When Bhagavan decides to come, he decides everything. Right. This is called as Mayapati. He need not be born as normal form. Narasimha Bhagavan, who is the father and mother of Narasimha Bhagavan? He breaks all laws. It's not necessary that he should be born in a normal way. He chooses the form. That freedom is there, that independence is there. So, the second difference with respect to Swarupa Bheda. What is the third one? Uddesha Bheda. Difference with respect to Uddesha, the purpose. Why are we born into this world? There are 3 purposes we can say. Number 1, to fulfill the unfulfilled desires of the past birth. So last birth, I had so many desires to be fulfilled, I could not fulfill, and thinking about those unfulfilled desires, I died. So the next birth will be decided by those unfulfilled desires. We come here to fulfill our unfulfilled desires. This is number 1. Number 2, to exhaust the prarabdha karma. Some karma was done in the past, but the law is, yaha karta bhavati sa eva bhokta bhavati. This is the law. If you have done one action, the fruit of that action, that karma phala, that person alone has to go through, enjoy or suffer. So then we come to this world in order to go through our punya papa karma phala. The second. And third, the most important is, we come here to evolve. The purpose of life is to evolve. So what is the destination of everyone? Till the Jivatma becomes one with Paramatma, this journey will continue. Birth after birth, it will continue. So what is moksha? When this Jivatma becomes one with Paramatma, then that is called as moksha. Till then, evolution cannot stop. It will continue. The world is designed to help all Jivatmas evolve. So these are the 3 main purposes for which a Jivatma is born. What about Paramatma? Is he coming to fulfill a desire? No. Is he coming to go through his karma phala? Not at all. These fundamentals should be very clear. Otherwise, we keep committing mistakes in so many places. Is he coming to evolve? No. Then why is he coming? Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. The purpose is dharma samstapana. Yes. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tada atmanam srujamyaham. I create myself. Whenever there is a decline in dharma, upsurge in adharma, I manifest myself. For what? Dharma samsthapanarthaya, for peace and harmony of the creation. Now, there is another reason also. How does Bhagavan do this dharma samsthapana? This also must be understood. So, what does he do? He takes a form and he does leelas. Bhagavan leelas. He does varieties of divine sports. And in all these leelas, you will find the virtues, the goodness of Bhagavan being exhibited. The great virtues are exhibited through his leelas. And now, the natural tendency of a human mind is to get attracted to the virtues, the goodness. That is how the mind is designed. Every one of us, we get attracted to something good. Why do we get attracted to something good? We get attracted to something good because goodness is our nature. Right? Goodness is our nature. So we cannot dislike goodness. And we cannot like vices also. Negativities we cannot like because our nature is good. So then Bhagavan comes and does so many leelas. And in all these leelas, he exhibits tremendous, what you call, virtues in the highest plane. And then what happens? Our minds get attracted to the Lord. And when the mind gets attracted to the Lord, we start loving the Lord. And with this loving the mind becomes concentrated. Chitta Shuddhi happens. Chitta Ekagrata happens. And with this Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Shuddhi means purity of mind. Chitta Ekagrata means concentration of mind. With this purity and concentration, when that mind is turned towards the self, we come to know who we are. And there, the purpose of life is served. The knowledge of the self is gained. We come to know we are not the body, we are pure consciousness, and there we become liberated. So why is Bhagavan taking avatar into this world? There is only one purpose: to help beings liberate from this world. Not just to have some peace and harmony in the world. That is not the only purpose. The main purpose is this: help all the Jivatmas attain liberation. This is the main purpose of Bhagavan's avatar. And this is the way he does. He does leelas. And then the Jivatmas, their mind gets attracted to Bhagavan. It becomes single-pointed. Ananya Bhakti is developed. And with Bhakti, they attain jnana and they get liberated. This is the purpose. So this is the uddesha of Bhagavan's avatar. Now, how many avatars are there? So we say there are 5 types of avatars. What are the 5 types? Number 1, Purna avatar. Purna avatar. Second one, Amshavatar or Kalavatar. Third one, Avesha avatar. Fourth one, Nityavatar. And fifth one, Archavatar. These are the 5 types of avatars. So what is the first one? Purna avatar. Purna means complete. So in this you will find Bhagavan taking birth, doing Balalilas, growing up, getting married, entering into Grihasthasrama. All those stages you can see. That is called as Purna avatar. So what are the avatars? Purna avatars. Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji is a Purna avatar. And Krishna Bhagavan is also Purna avatar. These are the 2 Purna avatars we have. The second one is Amsha avatar or Kalavatar. Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi is an example for that. There is a particular situation, and in that situation, a particular thing had to be done. So then Bhagavan takes amsha. For example, in the case of Bhagavan Vedavyasa Rishi, what all work he had done, unbelievable. He compiled the Vedas into 4. Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhi. That Vishala Buddhi is needed. And that is why we say it is Bhagavan's avatar only. An ordinary human being can't do it. Vedas were compiled. Mahabharata was written. Ashtadasha Purana, 18 Puranas were written. Brahma Sutra was composed. So that is why Guru Purnima we celebrate as Vyasa Purnima. Bhagavan Vedavyasa's birth is considered to be Guru Purnima. Because all our scriptures, it has directly or indirectly come from Vedavyasa Rishi only. Bhagavad Gita is a part of Mahabharata, so it has been composed by Vedavyasa Rishi. Upanishads, they are the part of Vedas, so it has come through Vyasa Rishi only. Brahma Sutra, Vyasa Rishi only composed. Right, so this is called as Amshavatar. Then the third one, Aveshavatar. A particular situation comes, it was totally unplanned, and suddenly Bhagavan takes that avatar. What is the best example? Narasimha avatar. Narasimha avatar. Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlada, where is your God? Bhagavan, that God is everywhere. Is he everywhere? Yes, yes, Father, he is everywhere. Okay, is he there in this pillar? Yes, Father, he is there in that pillar also. Now suddenly Bhagavan became, my God, my devotee has told that he is there, so I have to be present. I cannot make my devotee's words false. So then Bhagavan comes out. It's called an Aveshavata. What is the next one? Nityavatar. All the great saints and sages who come time to time to to give fresh commentary to scriptures so that the scriptures become relevant to the existing times, to the modern times. So we consider Puja Gurudev also as an avatar. Nitya avatar. That was a time when Sanskrit and all was forgotten. Majority of the people were discussing everything in English. So one avatar was needed to comment to the scriptures in the language which common man can understand. That's called as Nitya avatar, the avatars of saints and sages. And then we have Archa avatar. So in the temples, we worship the Lord in that idol. We do prana pratishtha, etc. Once the prana pratishtha is done, it is assumed that Bhagavan is there, breathing. So then you have to bathe him, feed him, etc. So that particular form of God in all these temples, they are called as Archa avatar, who is available for Archana worship. So these are the 5 forms of avatar. So now we are going to discuss which avatar? We are going to discuss Purna avatar, Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Right. Now with this introduction, let us enter into the 3rd chapter of the 10th canto. Yes. So the first verse. अथ सर्वगुणोपेतः कालः परमशोभनः यर्ह्येवा जनजन्मर्क्षं शान्तर्क्षग्रहतारकम्. Atha. Now came that most auspicious time. Sarvaguna upetaha kalaha. Kalaha, that time which was most favorable, most auspicious. Paramashobhana. The sacred divine moment has come. Yarhyeva Ajana Janmarksham. So what was the nakshatra? It was Rohini nakshatra, which happened to be the nakshatra of Brahmaji's birth also. Ajana means Brahmaji. Shantarksha Grahatarakam. At that time, all these Graha, Tarakas, etc., planets and the stars, they were in the most favorable positions, in the most auspicious positions. So the Mother Nature is getting ready to receive the Lord of the universe. So what we are going to see now is, what are the changes that are happening in Mother Nature while receiving the Lord of the universe. So at the Adhidevika level, at the Adhibhautika level, and at the Adhyatmika level, the descriptions are given here. So at the Adhibhautika level, what are the elements present? Adhibhautika means from the material plane. What are the elements? Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi, isn't it? So all those descriptions will be given here now. Dishaf prasedurgaganam nirmaloduganodayam mahimangala bhuishtha puragrama vrajakara. Dishaf praseduhu. There was peace in all directions. Gaganam, the sky was clear. Nirmala Udu Ganodayam, the sky was very clear and the stars were shining brilliantly. Mahi Mangala Bhuishta, earth, there was auspiciousness seen everywhere. Where? Pura, Grama, Vraja, Akara. Pura, cities. Grama, villages. Vraja, cowherd settlements. Akara, in the mines also. There was auspiciousness seen everywhere. Nadyaf prasanna salilah hradajalaruha shriyah Dvijalikula sannada stabakavanarajayah. Nadyah prasanna salilah. Prasanna means what? Happy, cheerful, isn't it? Salila means water. So the waters in the rivers were happy. Means what? So river water was not turbulent. It was peacefully flowing, as though the river was very cheerful. There was no tsunami, etc. Very peaceful, and the water was very clear. You see, there are so many things which are poetic. You have to understand. Happy river means what? Flowing smoothly, steadily, with pure water, no turbulence. Nadyah prasanna salilaha. Hrada, ponds. Jalaruha shriyah. The ponds, you can see the Shri in the ponds. That's the literal meaning. Shri means what? Beauty, prosperity, everything is mentioned. Auspiciousness, everything is mentioned by this word, Shri. Hrada means ponds. Jalaruha. What is Jalaruha? Lotus is called Jalaruha. Ruha means that which is born. Jala, in water. See, all this beauty you will not find in translations. You find translation. See, that's why it is always good to go to the direct source. Very many things we will see as we proceed. There are so many things you understand when you go to the original source of the scripture, the original composition. Ruha means that which is born. That which is born in water. So in this context, there are so many things which are born in water. Worms are also born in water only. But here you have to understand the meaning Jalaruha as lotus. Lotus. Jalaruha Shriyah means what? The ponds have become so beautiful with blossomed lotuses. The beauty of a lotus comes only when it is fully blossomed. Now here, there's another point to be noted. We are going to describe that time when Bhagavan was born. When was Bhagavan born? Morning or night? Middle of the night. In the middle of the night, generally what is the condition of lotus? Not generally, always. It is closed. Because only when the sun rises, the lotus blossoms. But now what is the condition here? All the lotuses, they are fully blossomed. Amazing thing. You see how everything in nature is just waiting to receive the Lord. Right? Suppose there is a family. Father, mother, 2 children. Okay? And now father is the only earning member. And all of them, they loved this person very much. Now he is working in some foreign country. After many years he is coming. And maybe he is coming in the midnight. So what will this mother and children? Will they be sleeping? Night will be a time which is meant to sleep. But when he is coming from the foreign country, so many years they have not seen. So they all will be awake, isn't it? To receive the Lord, Swami. Right? It is true everywhere. A prime minister is going to visit an organization. What will happen there? The Lord is coming, so they make all the arrangements, all the roads and all, they immediately tar it and make it. Yes or no? When the prime minister goes to a city or a president goes to a city, immediately the whole city, the look itself changes and everybody, they wait to receive. If this is the case with ordinary family or an organization or a nation, what to talk of when the Lord is coming of the universe? Right. Hrida jalaruha shriyaha. All the ponds were so beautiful with the blossomed lotuses. Dvija ali kula sannadastabakaha vanarajayaha. Vanarajayaha, these mountain ranges filled with huge trees and all those creepers, etc. What was their condition? These trees, stabakaha, they were filled with bunches of flowers. Stabakaha, bunches of flowers. And in these flowers, sannada, there was lot of nada. Nada means what? Noise. Noise, sound, created by whom? Dvija ali kula. Kula means group. Group of what? Ali. Ali means bees. So the humming of that bees, that was the sannada. And dvija. Dvija means what? Not Brahmana. Dvija means twice born. This is the meaning of dvija. Twice born is called dvija. A bird is also called a dvija. Why? Because there are what you call 2 stages of birth. First, the egg comes out. That's the first birth. And from the egg, this baby bird comes out. There is a second birth. So the birds are also called dvija. Brahmanas are also called dvija. Why Brahmanas are called dvija? First birth is from the womb of the mother. This is the first birth. The second birth is when the Upanayanam ceremony happens. This is the second birth. He has been born out of scriptures. Means what? From then onwards, he is not supposed to live the way he wants, with likes and dislikes. No, he is supposed to be bound by the injunctions of the scriptures. That is why that thread is the sign of bondage. He is bound by the injunctions. Whatever the scriptures say, he has to follow it. Matrudevo bhava, Pitrudevo bhava, Acharya devo bhava. All these he has to follow. So this is called as second birth. So the Brahmanas are called dvija. The birds are also called dvija. So according to the context, you have to take the meaning here. Don't take Brahmanas here. Brahmanas were making lot of noise. No. Dvija, Ali, Kula, Sannada Stabaka. So the forest ranges filled with these bunches of flowers, fully blossomed, fragrant, and there was this buzzing noise, chirping noise of these birds and the bees. Now again you remember this. In the night, generally what is the condition of birds and bees? They are silent. Night is the time for rest for all beings. The sun goes down, there is deliberate darkness created in the mother, what you call Mother Nature, so that everyone can rest. But here you find that in the middle of the night also, birds are busy, bees are busy. There is so much of activity, excitement, joy. Because Bhagavan seated in the hearts of all, he is giving joy to everyone. Dvijalikulasa nada stabakaha vanarajayaha. Right? You see what all the elements are taken care now. Earth is taken care. Then water is mentioned. Then space is mentioned. Yes. Next one, Vayu. Vavau Vayu Sukhasparshah Punyagandhavah Shuchihi Agnayascha Dvijatinam Shantastatra Samindhata. Vavau Vayuhu. The wind blew. But what kind of wind? Sukhasparshaha, very tender, soft, gentle. Punyagandhavaha, carrying fragrance. Punyagandha, fragrance. Shuchihi, pure. So this wind, it was pure, fragrant, cool, gentle. You see, there was no tornado and thunderstorm and all those things. You see. So this way, the wind was blowing. And then, now the fire element is left. So that is the next one. Agnayascha dvijati nam. Dvijati. Here dvijati means Brahmana jati. Dvijati. Now these Brahmanas, they are generally Agnihotris in those times. They used to have this fire, sacrificial fire, all the time burning in their home. They are called as Agnihotris. A fire is kept there always. And that fire is used for Homa, Havana, etc. But when Kamsa was ruling, he had deliberately put off all those fires. The instructions were given that no such Homa, Havana should happen anywhere. So all the fires were put off. But when Bhagavan was going to be born, what happened? Agnayascha, which was Shantaha. Peaceful fire means what? The fire which is put off. Shantaha Agnayaha Samindhata. It started burning. All by itself. So these were the wonders that were seen in Mother Nature. The fire automatically started blowing up in that sacrificial pits. So these are the descriptions of the Adi Bhautika level. Now what is happening at the Adhyatmika level? Verse number 5. Manam syasan prasannani sadhunam asuradruham. Manamsi prasannani asan. The minds became cheerful automatically. Of whom? Sadhunam, of the sadhus. The good-hearted beings, the noble ones, the pure-hearted ones, their minds became automatically cheerful, peaceful, prasannani. Right. Whose mind became peaceful? Sadhunam. Who is a sadhu? Now see the description here. Asura druham sadhunam. So asura druham is the adjective for sadhu. Is a description for sadhu. Asura druha means what? The one who hates asuras. Now this is a big problem because what is the definition of a sadhu according to the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita? Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitraha karuna evacha. Yes or no? Adveshta, the one who doesn't hate anyone. Sarva Bhutanam it is said, not some selected Bhutas. Sarva Bhutanam Adveshta. What is written here? Sadhunam Asura Druham. So how we should interpret? Now see. What we have to interpret is, here we are not talking of asuras, here we are talking of asuric tendencies. What are the asuric tendencies? See, these are the subtle things which you will never find in the commentary, So what is the definition of a sadhu? Here is the definition. Who is a sadhu? The one who hates the asuric tendencies in himself is a sadhu. What are the asuric tendencies? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Asuric tendencies. Just take the opposite. If you are loving these asuric tendencies, who are you? You are an asura. See the definition of a sadhu. See the definition of asura given there. Asura is not somebody who has a horn and then, canine teeth and all that. That's okay in Amar Chitra Katha. But what is the definition of a asura according to the scriptures? Now see these 6 vices. Kama. If a person is finding happiness in kama, he is an asura. You see? But a person who is ashamed of himself because of these lusty tendencies, he is a sadhu. Asuradruha. He is not enjoying that lust feeling. He is hating it. He is ashamed of himself. Then yes, he is a sadhu. But a person who is enjoying it and wants more and more, he is an asura. Nowadays all kinds of drugs have come to enhance. So who is he? Asura. Krodha, anger. If you are justifying your anger, saying that only when I am angry things happen. If you are justifying your anger, who are you? Asura. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, greed. Be passionate. Only when you are passionate, you are efficient. Who are you? Passionate means what? Greed. I want more and more. Only then my efficiency comes. Contentment is bad. Because if you become contented, then what happens? All your efficiency comes down. This is one of the philosophies. In the society you will find all this. Asura you are. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, infatuation. Intense attachment. In the society you will find intense attachment is sometimes glorified in the name of love. The moment you are intensely attached to something, you become a slave. So what do a sadhu do? He is ashamed of himself that he is attached. He hates that attachment in him. What will an asura do? He loves that attachment because he finds joy in it. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, arrogance. The joy of an asura is the joy of the ego. The joy of winning. The joy of conquering. All these egoistic joys. That is his joy. What about a sadhu? When he sees arrogance, pride, etc. himself. Asuradruha. He hates it. He is ashamed that that ego is there in him. You see the difference? Mada and then Matsarya, jealousy. Many times, in the society you find, it is this envy which makes me competitive and brings out the best in me. So therefore, jealousy is a blessing. If you say that, you are an asura. You see this? So we have to be very clear, each and every word is so beautiful in Bhagavatam. Sadhunam asuradruha. So what do I want to become? A sadhu or an asura? I want to become a sadhu because Bhagavan loves whom? Paritranaya Sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkratam. This dushkrata means this asura. Bhagavan loves sadhus. So a person who is disturbed when he sees this kama, krodha, etc. in himself, such a person, Bhagavan ever protects him. Such a sadhu, what happened to him in that particular moment when Bhagavan was taking avatar? Manamsi prasannani asan. Mind became, extremely peaceful, cheerful. Now there is one more point which is hidden here. The moment you think of the Lord, your mind will become peaceful. Because at the adhyatmic level, that is the avatar of Bhagavan. Don't think that avatar is always outside, some person has to be born. No. The moment I think of the Lord, when the mind is extremely disturbed, I take my mind to the Lord and surrender unto Him, that is the avatar happening in the mind. And what happens at that time? When I remember the Lord, when I surrender unto the Lord, what happens? Manamsi prasannani asan. The moment your attention shifts towards the Lord, one thing is for sure, the mind will become peaceful. Exactly like the moment the light comes, one thing is for sure, what happens to darkness? It has to go away. You see. So this is at the adhyatmika level. More of it we will see in the next session. Are you enjoying Bhagavatam? This is Bhagavatam. Right? Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramayah. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kasyid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Asato Ma Sadgamaya. Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.